Can Truong regain his memories after the warm family dinner, surrounded by Tieu and Dewey? The fragments of his past seem to slowly piece together, but will anyone be strong enough to guide him back to who he truly is? Truong's mother, ever supportive, stands ready to help him rediscover his roots. But could it be Tieu, who once held such a special place in his heart, that will help him unlock the door to the past? With each shared moment, each memory revealed, their story continues to unfold. Will Truong and Tieu be able to reconnect, rekindle their love, and start a new chapter together? Tune in today to see if they can pick up where they left off. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more heartwarming moments ahead. The soft golden light of the afternoon filtered through the small windows, casting a warm glow over the wooden table. The dishes spread across it were familiar, comforting meals that Tieu had lovingly prepared for Truong and Dewey over the years. The fragrant scent of stewed fish, fresh vegetables, and warm rice filled the air, creating a peaceful atmosphere. It wasn't just the food that filled the room, but the warmth of family, the joy of reunion, and the unspoken love that everyone felt as they sat together at the table. Tieu sat beside Truong, her gaze gentle and focused, never taking her eyes off the food as she served him. Dewey, sitting across from him, looked at Truong with innocent anticipation, as though part of the past he had forgotten was slowly coming back to him. Despite its simplicity, this moment held a depth that made Tieu's heart race. It was the moment she had been waiting for, the chance to be whole again with her family after all the years of separation. Truong, though still missing pieces of his memory, felt something shift within him. The atmosphere felt different to him, yet comforting. He carefully took a bite of the food, not wanting to spoil the moment. His eyes briefly met Tieu's, then Dewey's, who was smiling happily. A strange sensation filled him, one of connection, even if his memories hadn't fully returned. There was something familiar, something warm that made him feel safe. Sitting beside them, Truong's mother watched with a soft smile. She didn't speak, but simply watched her children, her heart swelling with love. She had waited so long for this day, the day when her family would be whole again, the day when love and patience could heal old wounds. Tieu couldn't hold back her emotions. She looked at Truong, sensing the unfamiliarity in his eyes, but also feeling that a part of his memory was starting to return. She didn't rush him. She only needed him to feel the love she had for him, for this family. That was all that mattered. Dewey, oblivious to the adult thoughts around him, only saw the joy in the moment. He saw his family together, laughing, enjoying the meal, as they once had. With a smile, he said, "I love eating with Uncle," and Tieu. His innocent words brought smiles to everyone, signaling a deeper bond between them than ever before. Although Tieu held worries in her heart, when she looked into Truong's eyes now, she felt peace. His memories might not be fully restored, but at least they were together again, sharing simple yet meaningful moments. The light from the stove cast a glow on their faces, creating the perfect family portrait. A calmness spread through the room. Though not all memories had returned, it was clear that family was where healing began. And today, even with the missing pieces, love was the one thing that would never change. The meal had come to an end, and the clinking of utensils faded, leaving behind a serene and peaceful silence. Tieu sat quietly watching Truong before smiling gently. Her voice was soft, but filled with emotion as she decided to share a story from their past, a memory of a camping trip they once had. She hoped that by telling this story, Truong would begin to recall the moments they shared, the bond they once had. "Do you remember that camping trip, Truong?" She began, her eyes fixed on him. "It was a peaceful morning on the meadow, and we woke up together under the clear blue sky. But the important part is that night you began to remember a lot of things. It was the first time you realized we had shared beautiful memories together." As Tieu spoke, she recalled the simple yet meaningful moments from that trip. She vividly remembered the warmth of the morning as they woke up in nature, cooking together, walking hand in hand under the sunlit fields. She could still see Truong's smile, carefree and innocent, as they shared those quiet moments. "You remember right. When we sat by the fire, you stared at the flames, lost in thought. I could see something change in your eyes. I didn't know what you were thinking, but I could feel the unfamiliarity within you. And then when Tieu ran over your eyes, lit up as if a piece of your memory was slowly returning. The scene shifted from the present to a vivid memory, as if playing on a reel of film. Truong sat by the fire, his gaze distant, as if searching for something just out of reach. Tieu, sitting beside him, gently placed her hand on his shoulder, offering comfort in silence. "You couldn't remember everything right away, but I could see you starting to realize something important. You looked at Tieu and then at me. It was just a brief moment, but I knew that deep inside your heart, something had begun to come back." The video transitions to a gentle shot of the crackling fire, with Tieu and Truong sitting side by side, staring into the flames. Tieu smiles softly, trying to hold on to every detail of that moment. The camera captures the faint sadness in Truong's eyes as he stares at the fire, his mind fighting against the memories that seem just beyond his grasp. In another scene, Tieu runs toward Truong, his innocent face lighting up with joy. Tieu leaps into his arms, and for a brief moment, Truong's eyes sparkle, faint but unmistakable. And when Tieu ran up to hug you, I saw a change in your eyes. It was the first time I felt like you were finding a part of yourself again. Tieu isn't just the boy you met at the market. He's part of this family. Tieu paused, looking up at Truong. She knew he couldn't remember everything yet, but at least now he was beginning to feel the love that surrounded him, the love of family, and that she thought was the most important thing. It was in that moment I knew. She continued, her voice steady. "Even if you haven't remembered it all, at least we have this beautiful memory to start over. I believe, Truong, you will remember everything eventually." The scene ended with a warm shot of the family together, each step forward toward healing as the love they shared remained their guiding light. The scene slowly transitions from the cozy warmth of the fire to a quiet, reflective space. Truong sits still, his eyes deep and filled with emotions. Tieu sits beside him, silent, yet her gaze remains gentle and full of waiting. While Truong still struggles to remember everything, something inside him is beginning to shift. Tieu speaks softly, her voice almost breaking. "You've started to remember a little, haven't you? Not much, but I can feel you're starting to find your way back to your memories." Truong remains motionless, his gaze distant, as if lost in the gaps of forgotten moments. He looks at Tieu, searching for something, feeling a faint sense of familiarity brush through his mind, just out of reach. The memories are there close, but still unclear. Do you remember, Truong, that camping trip? You stared into the fire that night, thinking about what was lost about family, about us. And then you began to realize, though you couldn't recall everything, the love was still there. Truong gently closes his eyes, as if trying to focus harder to piece together the fragments of his past. A fleeting image appears in his mind, crackling flames, Lytieunu beside him, her hand resting in his, all in silence. The scene becomes blurry, like a memory trying to return, but slipping away when he tries to hold on to it. Lytieunu continues, her voice steady. Memory doesn't come all at once, but I know you'll remember. We have a lifetime to start over, and I'll always be here with you. Truong looks at her again, and this time there's no confusion in his eyes. Instead, there's a tenderness that can't be ignored. Even though the memories aren't fully back, he knows something important is awakening inside him. Love and connection, the bond with Tieu and his mother. These three people are irreplaceable in his life. Truong whispers, his voice thick with emotion. You're important to me, aren't you? Lytieunu smiles, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears, but she doesn't let them fall. She gently takes his hand in hers, a warm gesture like a promise. She nods softly. Yes, Truong, she says. You're important to me, and I'm important to you. Even if your memory isn't fully back yet, your heart has always belonged to this family. We'll write our story together. She adds with a gentle conviction, You're not alone, Truong. We have a family. We have love. And I'll be here helping you remember little by little. Though Truong's memories hadn't fully returned, something deep inside him had begun to shift. He sat across from Lytieunu, her eyes filled with an unspoken understanding, as if they held the world he was trying so desperately to remember. Beside her, Dewey sat next to Truong's mother, his bright eyes full of love for Truong. The innocent joy in his face spoke volumes, and Truong's mother smiled softly. She knew the memories might take time, but the love within this family was steadfast. Lytieunu's voice was soft and full of hope as she spoke. I know you haven't remembered everything yet, Truong, but at least we're here together sharing this moment. That's what matters the most. You might not remember all of it now, but I believe one day you will. Truong sat quietly, his hand instinctively gripping his chopsticks. His eyes focused on Lytieunu, yet distant, as if looking through the gaps in his memory. He couldn't deny that there were feelings stirring within him, fragments of lost memories beginning to surface. But despite his efforts, they remained just out of reach. You're right, Lytieunu, he said quietly, his voice tinged with frustration. I can feel the love between us, but the memories, they're so hard to grasp. I can't remember everything that's past. Lytieunu didn't look sad. Instead, her gaze was filled with patience and unshakable belief. She gently took his hand in hers, her heart full of love. You don't have to rush, Truong, she said, her tone gentle. Your memories will come back slowly. What matters now is that you have this family, your mother, me, and Dewey. We will never be apart. Her words were like a soft encouragement, a beacon of hope. Truong looked at her, his expression thoughtful, but also filled with gratitude. Though he couldn't recall everything, the love he felt in his heart for her, for Tieu, for his mother, it was real, even if incomplete. And that was something he had never doubted. You don't need to worry too much, Truong. His mother said, her voice calm and reassuring. The memories might not return right away, but the love from your family, the love Tieu has for you, that never changes. Don't rush. You'll remember when the time is right. She sat next to him, her gaze full of understanding. She knew that while the memories might come back slowly, the love of the family was the strongest force to help him find himself again. She truly believed that love would guide Truong back, even if the past seemed buried. Tieu smiled, her eyes bright as she looked at Truong. Yes, you will remember, and I'll always be here by your side, no matter how long it takes. We'll rebuild from these moments. The kitchen was filled with warmth, the soft crackling of the fire creating a peaceful ambiance. The flickering flames cast a gentle glow on the faces of the three sitting together, as if wrapping them in a protective embrace. Truong's mother sat quietly, her eyes full of understanding, as she looked at her family, the three pieces that completed their home. Tieu sat beside Truong, her gaze gentle yet full of hope. She knew his memories weren't fully back, but she also knew that the first steps had been taken. Every moment, even imperfect, was a step forward in their journey to reclaim the past. You don't have to rush, Truong. She spoke softly. We have this family. We have love, and that's what matters most. Your memories will return slowly, I'm sure of it. Truong looked at her, his eyes filled with gratitude. He didn't speak, but deep inside, he felt the love, patience, and hope that Tieu had for him. A warmth spread in his chest, and even though his memories weren't fully restored, he knew that the love they shared was still alive in his heart. You're always by my side, aren't you? Truong whispered, his voice full of emotion. Yes. Tieu smiled, her eyes twinkling. You will remember. Little by little we'll find the memories we've lost. Truong's mother watched them with a knowing look. She didn't speak, but in her heart, she felt a sense of peace returning. She knew that no matter how long it took for the memories to come back, their family would stay strong, and love would be the force to guide them through it all. You have this family, Truong, his mother said gently. Even if your memories don't return right away, you have me, you have Tieu, and you have Tieu. We will face everything together. You will remember when the time comes. Her words were a quiet promise, a reminder that everything would come back in time. Truong looked at her, his expression softening as he understood that while his memories may be slow to return, the love of his family was unshakable and constant. Tieu smiled warmly, glancing at Tieu. Tieu will always be here with you. Everything will come back because we have each other. Tieu, innocent and carefree, sat watching Truong with a bright, loving gaze. He didn't understand everything, but his affection for Truong was genuine. The camera captures Tieu sitting on Tieu's lap, his eyes fixed on Truong, conveying that no matter what, the love between them would never fade. The scene expanded, showing the three of them sitting by the fire, the warmth of the flames filling the room. Despite not having all the answers, Truong knew that his family, Tieu, his mother, and Tieu, was the foundation of his life. As he looked at Tieu, his eyes no longer held confusion, but a quiet sense of peace. He may not remember everything, but he understood that family was what mattered most. "We'll never give up, Truong," Tieu said softly. "We'll rebuild our family, just like we've always dreamed." Truong's mother looked at Tieu with gratitude. "Thank you, Tieu. Thank you for your patience, for never giving up on my son." The final shot was a simple yet beautiful moment. 4 family members gathered together, the light of the fire reflecting their faces in the warm embrace of the rural kitchen. Tieu, Truong Dui, and Truong's mother sat close, sharing moments of quiet love. If you love the story of Tieu, Truong, and Dui, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss their next chapter.